Hey everybody, thanks for popping by the channel. Today what we're going to look at is conditional statements. Conditional statements are a key part of programming. They allow your program to make a decision based upon a condition. In this particular video, we're going to begin to look at conditional statements. We're going to look at something called an if statement, and we're also going to look at something called an if-else statement, and we're going to compare the two. The condition we use must evaluate to true or false, and we use that true or false value to change execution of code. By evaluating this condition to be true or false, we can change the program flow of how our program executes. So Python supports 5 different types of conditional if statements: the if statement, the if-else statement, the elif statement, a nested if statement, and a nested if-else statement. We're going to look at all of these ones, but to begin with, we're just going to look at an if statement, and then we'll continue on with the others. The first conditional statement we're going to look at is something called an if statement. To perform the comparison, Python provides us with comparison operators, and these are used within conditional statements to derive our true or false. So I've declared 2 integer values. Int a is equal to 50, int b is equal to 90. And we're going to ask 2 questions. Is int a greater than int b? Or is int a less than int b? Well, the first one, int a greater than int b, we know the values, is 50 greater than 90. That, of course, will return false. The second example, int a less than int b, well, that's going to, of course, evaluate to true. In this slide here, we're looking at the if statement syntax. So we'll see here that we have if, space, and then some condition which evaluates to true or false, colon, and then there's indented statements. Those will only run if the condition is true. And then once we're done with a single statement or multiple statements for the true condition, we put a line break in and we stop the indentation. And then normal flow of your program continues. So this diagram is called a flow chart. I like to draw them out every once in a while if I have to keep my logic straight. In other words, I want to organize my thoughts. So you may want to look at getting into or learning about flow charting. But basically at the top there, code, you may have code before this if statement, and at the bottom you may have code after this statement. But if you take a look here, for you to get from the top part to the bottom part, you have to go through your condition, and your condition will evaluate to true or false. So on the left of this diagram, there's Python code, and on the right, there's a diagram. On the left here, let's just read that first. We're assigning the value of 50 to int a, the value of 90 to int b, and then we're using an if statement. If int a is greater than int b, that's our condition. So if we look at the diagram, you're asking a question. Is int a greater than int b? Is that true or false? Well, that's false. So if we follow the green flow of this flow chart, you can see nothing happens. If we look at our Python code, the only time that print statement in the 4th line will ever be run is if that condition is true. And because it's not true, it's false, it just ignores it. In other words, code execution will continue below this if statement. One more thing to note here is, on that 4th line, do you notice how it's indented? So the structure of an if statement is you're going to have if, space, some condition, or you could have multiple conditions, a colon, hit enter in your integrated development environment, and it'll automatically tab over the next line. And those are the lines that are going to execute for your if statement. If you want to get out of the if statement and you're finished evaluating it, you're going to get rid of the indentation, and then you're going to add a blank line. And we'll see that more in a few minutes. Now let's change the condition. And my condition, the only part that's changed is the condition. So if int a is less than int b, then follow the flow on that green side on the right, and we actually have a statement in there. It says print, and then we're going to print int a less than int b. We know that the if statement evaluates to true, so guess what? That print statement will run. So just keep in mind, for a simple if statement, you can have code that runs if it's true, or code that can run if it's false. And you can have as many statements as you'd like within an if statement. Just remember to stop the indentation if you want the code to return back to normal flow. The next conditional statement we're going to look at is something called the if-else statement, which is built on the if statement. But it allows you to take care of true and false depending upon the evaluation of your condition. So let's take a look at this. This is the syntax of it. The first two lines, if condition colon true statements, that's the same as a simple if statement. Then we've added an else colon. And notice the else colon is not indented. And then following that, indented would be your false statements. So you'll always be able to run code if your condition is true or false. So if we take a look at this example here, we're asking a question, is int a greater than int b? We know that's false. So guess what? We are still going to get a result, and we can still perform some action, in this case a print statement. So this allows you to write one if-else statement as opposed to two if statements. So your code's a little more efficient and less lines of code. Less chance of errors too. In this example, I just changed the condition. Say int a less than int b. And if you notice here my print statements, if it's true, int a is less than int b. If it's false, int a is greater than int b. So you can see here that I still take care of both conditions, whether it's greater than or less than. I just changed the condition. Please spend a few minutes looking at this. Just a tip, everybody, you should be checking both sides of that if statement if you have an if-else statement. You really want to make sure that your logic is correct so you don't end up with bad data or bad programming. As we saw from the previous examples, we have an if-else and if statements, and we see that we could get the same result. But you probably want to use an if-else statement in this particular case, and I'll explain why. If you take a look at the if-else condition, we only have to evaluate one condition. And in this case, it's true, and it will be finished, and it will not evaluate anything in the else condition. However, if we just use a simple if statements, two of them, to get where we want to get, both of those conditions will be evaluated. So it'll just take a little more processing time because it has to evaluate two conditions instead of one. So just to let you know, not only do we have the less than and greater than comparison operators that we've been using, we actually have 6 comparison operators to use in our if statements. We have the less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Now remember, double equal signs to test for equivalency. And we have the not equal to, using the exclamation mark and an equal sign. So I've opened up Visual Studio Code, and I've taken our int a and int b, and I've added int c, a value of 50, and I'm going to do 2 additional comparison operators. One of them is int a greater than or equal to int c. True. Now the next one, int b not equal to int c, is 90 not equal to 50. That's going to evaluate to true as well. So you got to work your little head around not equal to, less than, greater than, not, and so forth. Once you get a handle on it, it's not that bad. So as a little exercise, which I think you guys should do, it's important that you actually code. I've created 4 little exercises for you to do, and the code will be posted in GitHub for the solutions, but please give it a try. And I've added one more exercise, so there's 5 exercises for you to try. So pause the video and please try them. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot about if statements and if-else statements, and in the next video what we're going to cover is something called logical operators. We'll see you then.